channel. My name is Jennifer Hawe. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back, and I'm really glad to have you back. If this is your first time here, you're welcome big time. Here on this channel we talk about oral health and life in general. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, kindly click the subscribe button and I'll be glad to have you. On today's video, I'll be telling you things you can do if you suspect that you have a bad breath. So this is more like a sequel to my previous video, or even if it's not you, it's someone you care about and you want to watch this video so you can tell them what they can do. Be my guest, because this video I'll be sharing 7 practical tips on the things you can do if you suspect that you have a bad breath, or you probably do not have a bad breath yet, and hopefully not, but you're trying to prevent coming down with halitosis, also known as bad breath. So this video is for you. I have a number of things here that you can do, and the last one is the most important one. You know how they say it's even the best for last. So if you really want to know what the best thing is, do stick around till the last one. So let's get right into it. The first thing you can do is to brush 2 times in a day. I keep saying it, brush twice in a day. I am big on brushing 2 times in a day. That will save you a lot of stress, a lot of dental problems. I've said it before in one of my videos that brushing twice a day is like a magical key that protects you from so many oral health challenges. So yes, if you haven't started brushing twice in a day, this is your cue to start brushing 2 times in a day. Please, morning before you leave your house and at night before you go to bed. That should be the last thing you do, or the last thing you do after eating your dinner before going to bed. Make sure you don't have any other thing after brushing. Make sure you brush before going to bed. Brushing before going to bed is the most important brushing of the day. In fact, it is the most important of the most important. I have a video, I'll be leaving the link somewhere, where I talked about why it's important for you to brush at night before going to bed. So you may also want to watch that video so that you can understand in details why it's important for you to brush at night before going to bed. The second thing you should do is to review your diet. If you're someone who takes a lot of sweet things, a lot of sugary things, now you should reduce your intake of sugary things and consume more of vegetables, fibers, fruits. Those things are healthier and more protective of your teeth and your oral health. For the veggies, if you take a lot of garlic, then you may want to not chew it raw and incorporate it in your diet instead, because these are things that have very strong aroma. So when you eat them, it takes time for the body to actually break it down and get rid of it from your body. Of course, it's healthy, it's not like it's not healthy, but it doesn't smell very pleasant. So let's say you're already battling with halitosis and then you keep taking a lot of garlic, it doesn't really solve the problem, right? So I'm not saying you should discontinue eating it since it's something really healthy. I'm saying rather than chewing it raw, you can blend it and incorporate it into your meal. It reduces the strength or the intensity of the aroma, right? Because some of these things, even after you've eaten them, they kind of permeate through your pores, and when you talk, it just propels whatever already existing breath that you have, and it's not very comfortable. It doesn't smell really pleasant. The fourth thing you can do is to improve your water intake. Take a lot of water. It is very healthy for you. When you take enough water, you can make enough saliva, and when you make enough saliva, the saliva has a cleansing effect to an extent. So you can get rid of the food debris that are in your mouth. When you don't take enough water, you won't make enough saliva. If you don't make enough saliva, you're going to get dehydrated. If you're dehydrated, you can allow the overgrowth of microorganisms that are already present in your mouth, and this can also affect the way your breath is when you talk. And then these microorganisms can also go on to start breaking down the food debris in your mouth, which would have been rinsed off by the saliva or even by the water if you have taken enough of it. And these are things that can also present with bad breath. So yes, drink a lot of water. Another thing you can do that improves salivary flow is chewing gum. Chewing sugar-free gum. Emphasis on sugar-free gums that have xylitol and sorbitol instead of simple sugar. If you're confused on which of them to get, when you go to buy gum, just look at the body. You're going to see sugar-free on it, and you're also going to see the substitutes that are there. They are still sweet, but they are not simple sugar. So basically what happens is that these gums have sweeteners in them that are not simple sugar. So the microorganisms in your mouth cannot break down these other forms of sweeteners that are also carbohydrates. Yes, so they are healthier for your teeth, and chewing the gum also helps stimulate salivary flow, and this flow of saliva can also help cleanse your mouth of food debris and food remnants that may be in different places in your mouth. And then the mechanical process of chewing the gum can also help remove the food debris stuck at different crevices on your teeth. So that would also help you. And many of these gums are mint, they have different flavors. So the mint helps improve your breath, and the chewing of the gum helps take out the food debris that is in your mouth, especially when you're in a place where you're not able to brush, like you're at work, right? This doesn't mean that you shouldn't brush at night, that you should chew gum instead. Brushing is like the ideal thing to do, but I'm saying when you're at work, when you're at a place where you're probably unable to get water, or you're just in the midst of your work, you can chew a sugar-free gum. It can also help improve your breath, especially if they contain mint. The next thing to do is to invest in toothpaste that have mint, like minted toothpaste, because mint helps in freshening your breath. So if you're brushing with a toothpaste that has mint, it also improves your breath. The sixth or seventh thing, if I haven't lost count, is for you to floss. Flossing is better than using toothpicks because toothpicks are thicker, they can damage your teeth, they can create periodontal pockets around your teeth because they are thick. And then have you noticed that for someone who uses toothpicks habitually, that the more you use toothpicks, the more you have to keep using them, because it kind of widens the interdental space, and then food keeps getting into those places, and then you have to keep using toothpicks to get rid of them. But flosses are tinier, they can comfortably get into the gap in between your teeth, they comfortably clean those places out thoroughly, so they basically just do the job without so much stress, unlike toothpicks, because the bristles of your toothbrush are not so tiny, they can't get into those spaces, and because they can't get into those spaces, those things can just stay there for long, and the microorganisms in your mouth to feed on them, break them down, and cause damage to your teeth, and the whole process can actually cause you to have bad breath. The last thing, which is the most important thing for you to do if you have a bad breath or you suspect you have a bad breath, is to visit a dentist. You cannot go wrong by visiting a dentist. When you visit a dentist, the dentist is going to examine you thoroughly to find out the exact cause of this bad breath. In one of my videos, I've talked about thinking that you have a bad breath when you don't have a bad breath. That is psychogenic halitosis. It's when you see a dentist that you can find out if you really do have a bad breath or it's all in your head. One, the dentist can also find out what the cause of this bad breath is. Do you have a hole on your teeth? Do you have a periodontal pocket? Do you have any health condition that manifests itself as a bad breath? There are just a number of things that could possibly make an individual come down with bad breath. That doesn't necessarily have to do with their oral hygiene. And before I forget, I talked about brushing twice a day. Make sure you brush your tongue. Some people forget to brush their tongue, and most times the bad breath comes from your tongue because virtually everything you've eaten is deposited there. So if you just brush your teeth and you don't brush your tongue, you haven't really done a good job. So yes, make sure you brush your tongue. So back to the dentist. Sometimes it doesn't have to do with their oral hygiene. There are just other things that may be going on in your body that you're not aware of that is causing this bad breath. So it is important you visit a dentist. This is a dentist that can give you a definitive solution to the problem, right? Every other thing I mentioned are things that can help solve the problem in the interim. Especially the problem has to do with your diet, hygiene, or food intake. If the problem doesn't have anything to do with any of the things I mentioned, then the dentist is your last bus stop. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment section. If you have somebody who is battling with bad breath, who doesn't know what to do, send them this video. I'm sure they're going to find it very useful and helpful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you get notified every time I post new videos. If you have any question or concern, let me know in the comment section. Take care of yourself and be safe.